When Kawasaki builds something, they build it strong. There's a reason why they're called Kawasaki Heavy Industries. Well, when Kawasaki decided to step into the pure sports side-by-side market in 2019 with the KRX 1000, they built it strong. Welcome to another episode of Outdoor Madness, everyone. I'm Kerry Clark. Thanks for tuning in. So out here in Southern California, we have desert everywhere. So one of my favorite spots is out in Randsburg, California. Miles and miles of desert. So what I thought we'd do is start off in a little town called Atolia. We'll start there. We'll ride into the town of Randsburg. We're going to cross over to Garlock, over to Dove Springs, and then back. Now, in between there, we have a different variety of terrains. We've got ruts. We've got rocks, steep uphills, downhills. Fire roads where we can open up the KRX and see just how well it is. So the model that we're testing today is the Trail Edition that comes with some extra goodies. You've got the nice camo graphics here. You've got the roll cage that's painted this nice, it's like a lime green but almost like a fluorescent yellow. So you've got that. You've got the rock sliders. It comes with a top. You've got front and rear bumpers, and it also comes with a winch. So one of the things I really like, there's a ton of things I love about the Kawasaki KRX, but one of the things I like is really simple, but very important. A parking brake. That's right. If you're a trail rider, or any type of rider, even a dooner, and you stop on any kind of a steep decline or incline, you put your unit in park, and you leave it there to get out and go and look, take photos or whatever, you come back, all that weight from the unit is on the transmission. And when you go to put it into gear, sometimes it's almost impossible. There's been times when I've been out with my wife and we've literally had to rock our unit back and forth. We have an Arctic Cat, a 2013 Arctic Cat without a parking brake, to get that thing to go into gear. But with the KRX, you can stop, as you can see right here, you can stop on a steep incline, put it in neutral or leave it in drive or reverse, pull the parking brake on, turn the engine off, and it's right there. You get back in it, start it right up, and it goes. Every manufacturer, listen to this, put a parking brake on your side-by-side. Robbie Gordon, I know you're still in the process of producing your new speed UTVs. Please put a parking brake on them, or at least make it an option. So now for me personally, 100 horsepower in any side-by-side is plenty. And the KRX 1000 comes with 100 horsepower. But now, if you're looking for more horsepower, if you have one of these units already and you feel like it doesn't have enough horsepower, stick around to the end of this video because we've got some really exciting news for you. there was eyeballs in there. Did you see it too?
Yes, I did. What is that?
I have no idea.
This looks like eyeballs.
I'm waiting to see if it blinks. I don't know, maybe it's quartz or something that's shining, or something that's reflecting off the sun.
There was no sun in there.
I don't know what that is. Weird looking though, huh?
Yeah. You don't want to go over there and check that?
No. What if it's an alien?
No, those are news reports.
Ooh, that one's kind of deep.
Yeah.
So we just left Randsburg and we're headed to Garlock. This is one of the trails that take you through the town of Garlock over to Dove Springs. But there's a lot of abandoned mines all through here. So as I was driving, I looked over and it looked like I saw two eyes. And my wife goes, "I saw it too." So I backed up, but it didn't show up on the camera. I don't know why, but who knows what it was. It could have just been some type of reflection, but it's just a blast riding out here. So there's four things that really stood out to me about the KRX, where I think that Kawasaki just nailed it. The first thing is the engine braking. The engine braking on this thing is unbelievable. So right now we're getting ready to go down this steep hill. So we're in four-wheel drive low with the differential unlocked. And you'll notice we don't even have to touch the brake. So you can see we dropped all the way down to 1 mile an hour. So now I'm going to put it in high and you'll get to see how steep it is. The engine braking is still working great, but just to show you how steep this hill is. So you can see we sped up to 14 miles an hour, but Kawasaki definitely nailed it on the engine braking. Another thing they did is, when it comes to comfort, let me tell you, the KRX 1000 is a Cadillac. We had the KRX for a whole month, and we drove this thing through rocks, ruts, uphills, downhills, all over the place. We spent all day long on this unit riding. And when we were through, we never felt fatigued. Our backs didn't hurt, our arms didn't hurt from just being jerked all over the place. I'm 6'2", and let me tell you, this is one of the roomiest cabs in a two-seat sport side-by-side that I've ever been in. And I mean in stock form. And the suspension is unbelievable. We never even touched the clickers. I can only imagine if I played with the clickers and messed with the compression and damping. Who knows, we could have even made it smoother. Next on my list, where I think Kawasaki nailed it, is the clutch. The clutch on the KRX is buttery smooth. The engagement, there's no jerkiness. There's immediate response, and you never have to worry about overheating the belt. And if you think you are, there's a temperature gauge. Just take a look at the temperature gauge. We never went over one light on the temperature gauge.
So I wanted to get a response or a first impression of the KRX from someone who doesn't know anything about it or someone who's never driven it. So my buddy Greg, we grew up together riding and racing dirt bikes, and I've taken him on rides with me out in the desert on my Arctic Cat. So I took him for a ride on the KRX and he drove the KRX. So here's what he thinks about the unit.
The thing's pretty impressive. What I like is it's really easy to get in and out of. It's got the car style doors, which I know is really nice. And then super easy to get in and out. Got the tilt steering wheel, so that's really nice. The cockpit's really super comfortable. What's nice about this thing is it has a parking brake, so that's nice. Let's see, the other thing is it just rolls. It's so comfortable the way it just rolls over the trail, and we've been on some really gnarly stuff. The only thing that I might critique it about is the engine noises. It's a little loud, and then it feels like it needs to shift up, but it doesn't. But as you gas it and go faster, the ride smooths out. But for just putting, the thing's awesome. And it goes up everything that we've been up. It's just unbelievable. And then another great thing about it is you can put it in low and take your foot off the gas. Don't even have to hit the brakes. The thing will just tractor right down. I don't know anything about side-by-sides, but it just seems like a really cool unit. You can see that up here too, just tons of suspension. But my first impressions is it's a Kawasaki. I mean, I think the thing would be totally bulletproof. So if you're looking for a side-by-side, a two-seater, definitely put this on your list.
So my wife, I love taking her with me. We've gone all over the place on the Arctic Cat. She's driven it, but she doesn't really know a whole lot about it. So she was with me when we were testing the KRX out. She drove it, and here's what she thinks about it.
My first impression is it's smooth. It's easy to drive. It's actually easier than my vehicle. And it's the suspension is great. I have, my back's not the greatest, my neck isn't either, but on this, you're not feeling all the rocks and the bumps that you normally do in other side-by-sides. So that's what I love about this. It's actually easy on my back.
So what'd you think about the steering?
Super easy, super smooth. I mean, I can do it with just fingertips if I wanted to. Even turning, making a U-turn and stuff, it was sharp. And it was easy. It was just, the power steering on this thing is amazing.
Okay, so what did you think about the engine braking, like when we were going down really steep hills?
You don't need to touch the brakes. It actually slows down on its own, and you're going at a very easy pace.
The 2021 Kawasaki Teryx KRX 1000. What a Cadillac. It's so smooth and comfortable. The power steering is amazing. Buttery smooth clutch, and of course, the engine braking. Anyone who purchases this unit, in my opinion, will be happy for years and years to come. Now, I told you, if you stuck around to the end of this video, I'd have some good news for those of you who feel like you need more horsepower from the KRX 1000. Well, have no fear, my friends. A supercharger for the KRX is here.
How's it going? My name's Jason, I'm the brand manager for Craftworks Off-Road. This is our brand new supercharger kit for the Kawasaki KRX. So what we're running right here is a Road Trek supercharger. We're running about 8 pounds of boost through it. The nice part about this is all divorced away from everything from the motor. So it has its own oiling system, so it'll have its own reservoir, oil cooler, oil filter. And the nice part is, if anything ever happens to it, it doesn't suck up the motor oil or anything out of yours, and it won't shoot any parts through it. So besides that, we'll have our own oil intercooler and everything up top. This kit right here with stock exhaust and stock clutching, you're landing right at about 130 horsepower. If you do a clutch kit and you do an exhaust and everything, it obviously goes up from there. So it all depends on who you run with. So, but we're planning on having this launch later this month, early next month. Retail for this should be coming right around 4,200 bucks.
And now, is this a bolt-on unit, or does this have to?
This is the bolt-on kit, running stock internals and everything. Okay. So no modification or anything need to be done. The only modification you need to do is drilling 2 holes right there to drop in the charge piping. Besides that, is a direct bolt-on.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.